Ladies and gentlemen, before you listen to this audio, remember one thing. This is not a recent recording. This is an old speech by Nnamdi Kanu recorded years ago, long before many of the security, grazing, and farming debates we see today became major national headlines. In this speech, Kanu asks a series of tough questions. He compares as Nigeria's cattle rearing system with what is done in developed countries. He questions why a country that wants to compete with the modern world still depends on practices that many nations abandoned decades ago. Whether you agree with him or disagree with him, the questions he raised are still being discussed across Nigeria today. As you listen carefully, ask yourself, was he simply expressing an opinion, or was he drawing attention to a problem that many people ignored at the time?
When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? The Igbo people in Sabongeri in Kanu, are they living of course it's Hausa land, are they living in the forest? They came to the town, they work very hard, they build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. Is that not what they do? What are Fulani people doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. I want some of you have had your breakfast this morning. Please go to your fridge or go to where you keep your beverages and you will see pig milk. Pig. Some of us were raised on pig milk. For how many years now? And you keep asking yourself, what is pig milk? Pig milk is the same milk that the cows produce in Holland can be produced in the zoo. Tell me the country in the world aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council where you move cattle from place to place. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century, moving cattle from place to place, telling me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. All of you don't have any shame. When you have people, an entire presidency coming out to defend a very primitive, archaic agricultural practice, then you know you're in very serious mess. You are in one almighty trouble, I'm telling you. People are in a mess. The Holland that you get your pig milk from, do they move cattle from Rotterdam to Amsterdam? I'm asking you a simple question. But they produce the pig milk that you're drinking every blessed day. Why can't Fulani produce pig milk in Sokoto? Why can't they produce carnation milk in Kanu? They have the cattle. Before the white man came, did you see any Fulani in your forest? All these people talking rubbish about movement of cattle and movement of... I'm asking you, before Britain came and handed over Nigeria to Fulani, ask your grandfathers, please, or your grandmothers. Ask them. All this nonsense we are hearing today in this so-called one, I want to tell you the dangers of one Nigeria. All this nonsense you're hearing today about one Nigeria, Fulani in our forest, Fulani in our village. Before the white man came, did you see Fulani moving their cattle all over the place? Did we not have meat to eat? They will answer these questions for you. Because sometimes in Africa, we don't reason very well. The way we reason is disjointed. It is disjointed. I can't understand for the life of me why, instead of them to waste all that money arming and equipping this Janjaweed army Mihetiala to come and conquer you and I, why don't they open a milk factory somewhere in the north and bring the milk down south? I'm sure Southerners will buy it. After all, pig milk comes all the way from Holland. Pig milk all the way from Holland.
Now, that was Nnamdi Kanu speaking years ago. The big question is this: were those warnings ignored? Today, Nigeria is still debating ranching, open grazing, food security, farmer-header clashes, and the modernization of agriculture. Supporters of Kanu will say his concerns have been proven right by events that followed. Critics will argue that the issue is more complex and cannot be reduced to a single explanation. But one thing is certain, the questions raised in that speech have not disappeared. So what do you think? Was Nnamdi Kanu ahead of his time on this issue? Or was he simply expressing a political opinion that people are now revisiting because of current events? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section.